This is the sketchbook for the weave. At the start I've got the technical specifications, and I thought it was important to put the yarn so I can always refer back to which weave it was. So we have all the yarn counts and specifications, and then how the draft and the peg plans work for the loom. So I have the 6 technical samples just at the front.
And you've written evaluations, I can see. Is that to remind you?
It was to, so I remember the process, and I wrote parts about how I worked with the loom sort of thing. So I remember which ones I found difficult, and how the actual experience of weaving was, as well as how what I thought about the actual sample I was weaving. Just sort of a diary of what the experience was like. I thought it was quite important. And then when we moved on to our experimental weaves, I thought it was important to get the correct theme. So I started just looking at different images which were really inspiring to me, and then doing little yarn wraps and samples. Then from this, I really liked the idea of doing different skies. So although I had a theme, quite a broad theme, each of my weaves would be really different. So then I looked at different images of the different skies, which then led me into focusing on certain images. So first I found my image and did a mind map just to identify important things in the image, like the fluffiness of the clouds or the different streaks of colours. From this I then identified what colours, which yarns I thought be important, which then I was able to make my yarn wrap. And I also did worked with different mediums just to try capture the essence of the image and work out what sort of textures we used to help capture the texture of the yarn, which is also quite important there. And I evaluated each of my images and how they worked as well when I was weaving. So I wrote about how well I thought the weave had worked and if the colours were correct. And then again just worked through each image. I tried to keep it to a structure, just so I knew what I was doing and how to capture each image to the best I could, really. And I also wrote how I changed the loom from what design it was to the new design, for example changing it to 8N sateen, so I could see more of the weft to give the image, to capture the image better.